Hello and welcome to this new video. Today we are going to study the verb patterns when with verbs like love, like, hate, and prefer, in when to use to or when to use ing. Okay, so this is a very important, sometimes difficult issue because it's difficult sometimes to know the difference. Okay, so we are going to study this in this video. Okay, the difference in meaning, like I say, is sometimes very small. Okay, so the ing form emphasizes in the activity itself, and the to infinitive places the emphasis on the preference or the results. Okay, so remember, infinitive preference, ing activity, infinitive results, ing action activity. Okay, so let's take a look at some examples, which I think will clarify this idea. Okay, we have a column here for the ing form and another column for the to plus infinitive form. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this. Okay, for example, we're going to focus on the activity. I love cooking Italian food. Okay, this is the process of it. And some activities that you might love: swimming, or playing chess, or sunbathing on the beach, or shopping on the weekends, or going out, eating out. This is a clear activity. It's a process. Listening to music, okay, that's a process. So when it's you're talking, just describing what you love as an activity, you use the ing. Now, if it's a preference or a habit, okay, then you might use to drink. And sometimes the difference is like a preference. I love to study at night. Okay, that's your preference, but that's sometimes you say, I love studying at night, like that is an activity itself. So you have to think about whether you refer to the process, to the activity, or to the preference. Okay, sometimes, like I said, the difference is very small, but you have to know that there is a difference. Maybe you like to have a coffee after your meal. Okay, or you like to express your ideas clearly. You like to understand well the verb patterns. Okay, so this is what we're trying to do here, that you like to understand well the verb patterns. Okay, uh, the same thing with hate. Okay, hate. uh, she hates cleaning her room. Okay, she hates that activity. It's horrible, awful. She hates doing it. Okay, in activities that you might hate, waking up early, or running, or doing tests, or eating alone, or people honking in a traffic jam. Okay, honking, tocar el claxon. Okay, so you hate people honking. It's an activity that you dislike very much. Okay, and then uh, when you say that you hate to be, the emphasis is on the result. Okay, so maybe you hate to be the only person to disagree. Okay, no te gusta ser la única persona que está en desacuerdo, or maybe you hate to break bad news, to be the bearer of bad news. Okay, this is like it has a result. Or you hate to be rude. Sometimes you may say, I hate being rude, like at this moment. But in general, the result of being rude is that you hate to be rude to you now, maybe. Okay, you hate to admit the truth. There's a reality. You hate to admit the reality of the truth, or you hate to use this or that word. You hate to give in. Okay, you hate to give in because it has a bad result. So you hate to give in. Ceder. Okay, you hate to give in. Okay, so as you can see, is the difference sometimes is very, very little. So you have to decide. You have to think about, with the examples that you make, if it's an activity or it's a result. Okay, Then prefer, also prefer, we have the same issue. Okay, when you prefer with ing, you're talking about, you're referring to the enjoyment, how much you enjoy the process itself. Okay, so maybe you prefer talking in private, you prefer singing with your own style, of course, or you prefer being discreet. Okay, or you prefer, when you learn something, you prefer memorizing the concepts. Okay, because you refer that you enjoy very much, then it's your own choice. Because if you're talking about the result of the preference, you can say, I prefer to memorize the concepts. In that case, you're not talking about the enjoyment, it's a preference. Okay, but if you enjoy to memorize because then you feel good about memorizing, then you prefer memorizing, okay, the concepts. Or you prefer using the chopsticks. Okay, you prefer using the chopsticks, palillos chinos. Okay, because you enjoy very much. But maybe you are talking about a preference, just a preference. Say, well, I prefer to use the chopsticks. I'm sorry, but I don't know how to use them, so I prefer to use the chopsticks. So as you can see, depending on whether it's a preference or an enjoyment, you are going to use the ing or the to plus infinitive. And then things that you prefer to do because it's a result or it's a habit or a preference. You prefer to eat rye bread, okay, because you think that is better for you. Or you prefer to write an email rather than talking on the phone. Well, this is a preference, okay. Or you prefer to travel at night. Or you prefer to think before you speak, okay, or to talk directly with the person, okay, or to the person. You prefer talking directly with the person, okay. So as you can see, this is a very tricky subject, okay. So you have to be careful. You have to focus very much on the preference or the enjoyment or the activity, the process. Okay, remember, activity, process. Okay, activity, process. Uh, and then to plus infinitive, preference, or the results of the action. So now I want you to create your own examples. I want you to have your own doubts. You can post them underneath in the comments, and I love to hearing from those doubts. Okay, so thanks very much. I think this is clarifying a bit more about the verb patterns, a complicated issue. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much and goodbye.